Now, this is Dr. Sudarshan Ray, bringing to you the latest in the series of psychoeducative videos aimed at raising awareness on mental health amongst the common masses. Now, today being the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Trafficking, this video deals with the way we should deal with addicts. Yes, you heard it right. I'm not talking about how to deal with addiction. That is a de-addiction protocol, the procedures, the treatment which we follow. The aim of this video is to raise awareness of how we should deal with addicts, the persons. Now, the general perception amongst the common masses and even amongst the mental health professionals, the psychiatrists, the community health practitioners and otherwise, is that addicts are the persons who should be looked down upon. They should be looked down upon, they should be loathed, they should be compartmentalized, and they should be victimized. They should be dealt with very sternly. The previous notion, and in some cases they were true also, the addicts, they were kept confined, sometimes solitary confinement. They were perhaps beaten up also in certain cases. Physical restraints were put on them. Nowadays it has become, the law has taken care of that to a very great extent. Physical restraints, etc., they are put on only after a detailed, thorough investigation if the law permits. But this is where the perception against the addicts have been historically wrong, and it has still not been corrected totally. Addicts are just like any other patients, any other physical or mental disease. So addiction is also a disease. So why do we treat them as if they are criminals? The notion itself is totally flawed. The concept, our mindset is flawed. We should empathize with the addicts. I'm not talking about sympathy as such. Because if we empathize, if we put ourselves in the shoes of the addicts, we can understand the pain he or she is feeling. We have to behave with them in the friendliest manner possible so that we can get into their comfort zone. We can talk them out of these addiction habits. Substance use disorder, dealing with alcohol, dealing with opioids, this cocaine, this LSD, this brown sugar, heroin, etc. They are perhaps easier to treat than the behavioral disorders, the behavioral addictions, like the screen affective disorder I have explained in my earlier videos. People are addicted to the screen. They are addicted to the mobile phones, to the tablets, the phablets, the desktop. And this is popularly known as digital cocaine. Behavioral addiction, believe me, is more difficult to treat. It is almost an epidemic than the substance use disorders like alcohol, heroin, etc. The worst form of dealing with an addict is to use physical violence, restraints, confinement, etc. You get into the comfort zone, be friendly with the addict, establish a therapeutic liaison. You do not have to be a mental health professional to do that. Apart from mental health professionals, we doctors also need to empathize. The society at large, the caregivers, the family members of the addict, they need to behave with the addict in a more friendly way, get into their comfort zone, and then only we can talk them out of these addiction habits. We can suggest them alternative pathways by which they can actually divert their mind from their pain. Alcohol, these drugs, they are the shortcut to pain relief. We have to accept that reality. In many countries, marijuana and all, they are legally prescribed. So patients often who come from abroad, especially in the IT sector, they say, the doctor over here, you are prescribing such medications for my de-addiction. But you see, I got more benefit abroad where I could take marijuana with a legal prescription, where it is allowed. Opium is allowed in certain countries in certain amounts. They say that it acts better than all your medications you are giving in India. It is true. But then you have to follow the law of the land and prescribe accordingly. Legal and illegal, it varies from country to country, continent to continent. And you have to accept that reality and move forward. So you have to suggest other means, guide them, indulge them in activities so that their mind never remains empty. And as you said, as we all know, that empty mind is the devil's workshop. So we have to keep the mind occupied, and also through physical activities we have to keep ourselves fit, and also so that we get physically tired. So there is no luxury of devil's thoughts entering our mind. As I have said, explained in my earlier videos, there is a receptor in our brain known as anandamide. And any molecule that fits that receptor gives us the pleasurable activity. Now, all pleasurable activities are sexual in origin. Now, for you to derive pleasure through sexual activities, you need some effort, you need some time. If you can get the same kick, if the same reward mechanism which actually releases a surge of dopamine, the neuroreceptor, can be affected, can be activated basically with the aid of agents like alcohol, cocaine, the opioids, then those act as a shortcut. So why go to all those, all those activities, physical or otherwise? Just take alcohol, a few swigs, or take the drugs. And as I said, that cocaine is a molecule which fits anandamide the best, the receptor the best, and gives us the closest to the physical activity pleasure, the sexual activity pleasure which we get. But then, such procedures, such agents, such quick fixes have never been the solution to our problems. As I said, there is no shortcut to success. We human beings are all pleasure-seeking persons, and all our activities are aimed at obtaining pleasure. But we need to follow certain procedures within the laws of the land without harming us mentally or physically, or turning us into antisocials, or turning out us into social pariahs in the eyes of the other members of the society by becoming drug addicts or alcohol addicts. Now, as far as the patients are concerned, their treatments are concerned, this is not the aim of this video. The aim of this video is to raise the level of empathy amongst the common masses so that they accept this addiction as just another disease. They accept the addict as a patient They do not accept the addict as a criminal, as someone who should be avoided, who should be confined, who should be hated, who should be beaten up, who should be physically restrained. Never. That is the worst possible way of dealing with an addict, and it is never going to work. One more point is that relapse is very much a part of the cycle of de-addiction, the therapy of de-addiction. Relapse, it is very much natural and normal for a person to relapse after getting de-addicted. Getting addicted is part of the therapeutic procedure. It happens, it will happen. And then once again, de-addiction stage arrives. So this is what we have to understand, and we have to proceed accordingly. Now, when there is a relapse, the caregivers, the family members, the friends, the colleagues, they should not give up hope. They will have to understand that this is normal. During the course of treatment, this is normal. So, we should not lose hope and persist. For example, a person who had got de-addicted, he could get rid of his addiction after very many years, and he just said he came back, visited the clinic, and he was drunk. On being asked, he said that, you see, doctor, after so many years, I was able to get rid of my addiction habits through your therapy and the support of my family members, colleagues, and other relatives and otherwise friends. So, I celebrated by drinking a pint of whiskey. So that is the reality. That is the reality. So we have to accept the reality, and then within the parameters, within the laws of the society, without castigating the patient, without avoiding the patient, without getting aggressive towards the patient. In fact, we should get more friendly towards the patient. We should treat addiction as just another mental disorder, and we should deal with the problem accordingly. Both the society and the mental health professionals, the community mental health practitioners, the psychiatrists, the psychologists, they have a role to play. Not only the mindset of the caregivers, the society members have to change. We mental health professionals need to tone down our reactions, our dealing, our aggressiveness towards the addicts. Then only we can succeed against this drug abuse and trafficking. So till the next video comes, it's bye from my end. If you do like my videos, do subscribe, share, like, and till the next video comes, have a good day.